and welcome back to another episode of Ireland Fans. We're in what do you call it? Should I call it post season, transfer season? We kind of right now just watching to see what's going to be coming next in this upcoming season in football. Right now, there's some internationals going on. I watched the second half of the England game from today, in which Starboy scored a hat trick. So shout out to Saka. But other than that, it's just really watching the transfer window, see what's going on, and you can see in the caption, should we fear the Saudis? Should we fear the Saudis? There's Havertz link, there's Rice link, there's Bernardo Silva link to Saudi Arabia. Mahrez could be on the move. Lukaku, I think, turned them down. Son could be on the move. Should we fear the Saudis? Is a question we're gonna touch on. We're gonna touch on tonight. But before we get there, it was breaking news for me. It was shocking for me that Bournemouth guys. I don't know if y'all heard it. Bournemouth sacked their manager. Y'all saw that?
Yep.
Never see that news there.
Oh, because I found it was a bit, I don't want to say unfair because I don't really know the inner workings of it if something happened in the background. But this man kept you up at the end of the day quite comfortably too. So why it must be something that we don't know about, something that's going on in the boardroom for them to sack him. I just don't see you sacked him based on what happened last season. I don't know if y'all heard anything else about that. Well, Stella said you didn't hear about it. More, you heard anything about it?
Nah, didn't follow. I just saw the news, but I didn't try to follow up on it.
All right. Well, Derval is saying good evening, fellas. Back again for a short time. Big up yourself, Derval. Congratulations, Moy, for the treble. I think this is the first time since we've been back on. I honestly wouldn't mind Kai at Arsenal, long as he playing in the 10 or the 8. All right. Jelly is saying good night. Just cool. Good talk. Jelly, you still remember that from last show. But that's the R. So, fella, before we get into yes, let's jump into it. Because can we, as we know it right now, let's just say, what today? Today is what, June 19th? What today be? June 19th. June 19, 2023. Could we be witnessing a change in what we know football to be? Premier League to be? Could the Saudis be taking over world football? Club football, I should say. We are thinking towards them Saudis. Them money, man.
I mean, I know they're looking to make a statement, but to take over, they would have to be looking, now and getting down the ages to attract more talents. They could get let me not really say Mbappe. Like the age between like 25, 27, if you can
Right.
get from the
But more, I know you're seeing Ruben Neves on his way over there. So
yeah.
that's a trend in the right direction, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, it's basically just picking up on what we thought China was. But the thing with the Chinese league, that China has stipulations to protect their players. Because I think India, you must have a Chinese goalkeeper for sure. I think the goalkeeper.
Okay. Oh, okay. Okay. They had a squad restriction. I didn't
Yes,
know that.
they have a spot restriction. I think it's the goalkeeper, but I know they have one.
Okay.
But I think in the Chinese league, I think you only can have 4 foreign players.
Yeah, you can only have something like that, and I think that with the keeper must be
be a check
like,
yeah.
You see, Derval is saying no, they won't. The MLS and the Chinese Super League tried before, but fellas, this is where I think it's different. These people actually have the money to do it. These people actually have seen MLS, have seen the Chinese Super League, and they know what to do differently. These Saudis know they have a picture in mind. They can legit match. Okay, put it this way, fellas. You realize all the other clubs in Europe have been saying, "Oh, the Premier League is taking all our players. We can't compete with the Premier League." When you look back at it, those teams from Africa, They're always going to those teams from Africa, the players from Africa. They're always going to France to get the kickoff. Right now, the Saudis are looking at this and like, okay, y'all can't outspend us. So if we create a package that is lucrative enough, that is achieve when you say small little records that are achievable, I think there could be a superpower, boys.
Yes, but I think that they have to have a way better idea to attract us. We
No
have
more,
to.
I'm not saying it's gonna be a superpower this year,
I
I think
know,
3 years we
but
can. I'll
that's
watch
what I'm
it.
saying. They would have to implement other things in order to get everybody's attraction. The fans, plus even serve the players, because I have in mind that even so, let me just start off with the players. That players, what you won't think that they would get as much recognition as they would in Europe, the Europe, or even so if we say South America, because
Right.
Saudi
I
Arabia
have a
is not
comeback
really
for that.
Saudi Arabia is not really a league that But I guess with everybody coming in, they would start to build on it, so they will probably get more exposure. Because just like
More
Ronaldo, when Ronaldo went, I think all of us started to follow at least Ronaldo's team or follow what Ronaldo is doing. What?
two
I guess
things. Two
potentially.
things. Just two things for y'all to consider. Two things you have to consider. The first thing I think they need to do is knock off. If they get these games to be able to be shown worldwide. So if they lock down a massive TV rights deal, so that
But
means
shop,
the players will
them
be
man
able
game
to
shop on TV now. Them man are
the
charge
players
them game alone shop on now.
right, but you see it's not accessible to the world like how you see how the Premier League, you can go anywhere in the world and watch the Premier League. If they get a TV deal like that, I think that's one of the first things that they can do. If they can attract a major TV deal.
What's the time difference looking like from us to Saudi?
Oh, when tomorrow is it? I think it's eight.
I
I
have,
think
I
it's
have
I think
it.
maybe 8 hours.
Yeah, it's something like that because I remember like when WWE has to do their show, the pay per view would normally be like in the afternoon for us. So it's a good amount of time.
Okay, and then more to that point, it's like how I think you see right now FIFA's been trying to make the football so universal and worldwide. Then they're already creating competitions that's the best teams from this place will play the best team from that place and that team. I think if the Saudis can pull enough good players around it and build the quality of the league, then we can see something like that happening. A worldwide Champions League instead of just the UEFA Champions League that could
I
rival the Champions League, the UEFA Champions League.
I heard a talking like that before. Like it was some country. It wasn't that big enough, but as they go, they had negotiations with UEFA to get them into the Champions League. I don't really want to call it in because I'm not so sure, but I heard a talking similar to that. So
Right.
somebody was saying that the Saudi could, with the money and the investments that they're looking in, they could try to have a negotiation to try and shift them into the Champions League or negotiate something around of that sort. Basically, touching on what you were saying.
Derval is saying Oscar went to China when he was young, and so did Martinez from Atletico Madrid. Football is more than money, boss. Says who, Derval? Says who? At one point, the Italian league was a dominant league, then La Liga, then Prem currently, but that is just my opinion. Saudi trying to think because of the success of the last World Cup in Qatar. Big up my brothers, first time on the channel, and leave and love from Saudi Arabia. Right, big up yourself to Mohammed. But you
Now,
see,
come.
what I'm trying to say with with the Saudis, right? I think that because they see all these things that Derval said before. At one point, the Italian league was a dominant league, then La Liga, and then the Prem. Every player, look at the Brazilians. The Brazilians are always trying to get to England because what? It's more lucrative, more money there. So it's not uncommon enough. The Premier League has done this for years. Pay people more money to come to your league than your other team can pay you. So why can't Saudi adopt that particular style and it work?
You know why I
Just the
think maybe
question.
little negativity to it because we normally think of the European leagues as the top dogs, as we would per se. Once you reach there, we can say you basically achieve your goal of a professional footballer where you need to be. Rather
Right,
than
more. More. Stick a pin there. Let me ask you this. So you don't think that that is the case because of what the club level football is in England because of the Champions League?
yo, that could be the thing now, and I'm thinking about the amount of recognition. Not unless Saudi is going to have, recognition awards, like something like the Ballon d'Or and of that sort. They help pull in players too because I know even some players would not even some we don't think and maybe other players would think Ballon d'Or is, is all around the place mix up. I think some players would like, to have a recognition that a big award is coming up and I managed to make it top 10, top 5, get my name above there. But I don't know. Yo, it would have I am not convinced it as yet. Yes, I see where you're coming from, but
It's going to
I
go
just
on your
think
mind.
I just think that the money for me, I saw a question. Let me just put it before I forget. I saw a question if you would go to the Premier League with earning. I don't know. I saw one name. I think it's Jail or one of them answered it on Twitter too. That if you would go to the Premier League at your peak for 125K, or go to the Saudi for like 350K to play professionally while you're at your peak. And for me, I was going to stick with the prep.
You see, I would probably choose a Prem too because of the prestige of the Prem right now. But let's take for instance Mahrez, even a Bernardo Silva. Bernardo Silva, how old is Bernardo Silva? He's still pretty young, 25, 26 maybe.
Probably not more than 27, 25,
All right,
27.
even let's yeah, let's take it to 27. He has achieved everything already in England. Go make your money, bro.
But
That
Sha, listen to me.
Go ahead, Selo.
Me at age 27, 26, can they want to play in Saudi Arabia, big man? One of them man at that time, you also knock your fine goods.
Right, but
When you're 30 and 33 and them age,
also, how do you know that you'll be able to make this kind of money ever again in your life?
but listen, okay, me understand what you say, right? But yeah, but if you love football, the love of football and for the money. Yeah, and the money alone you think about. Just
But
like
is it not?
today, when me
But
see Ruben
Selo, this is
Neves,
their job, though.
yeah, when me see Ruben Neves agree to go Saudi Arabia, he no go because of the love of football. He go because of money.
He
Because
gotta eat.
listen, the other day me hear you say, he want to be successful, he want to win, he want to play in the Champion League, he want to play this. Yeah, I know he go Saudi Arabia, that they tell us straight up. He no go Saudi Arabia because he go willingly, he go because of money.
All right, just before I
yo,
get a comment in, go ahead, Mo. You go ahead.
yeah, I hear what Telo saying, and I don't. It doesn't really trigger me when somebody like Ruben Diaz goes over there because it's the same thing like Oscar. He could go young, play the max. Let's say put 3 seasons before, let's say before he gets bored.
Then he'll be
Yeah.
27.
And because we all thought Oscar was going to go to China, get the money where he was going with, and still come back because Oscar was a very good player. And even self with the Maris thing now, I wouldn't even be mad if Maris get up and said that I'm accepting this bid from Saudi Arabia. Because once he already completed everything, that's there to win. You want it with Leicester, that's a big achievement. You want it with Man City, you even want a treble. So everybody don't know about you. You go to Saudi Arabia, get your money. I'm back. Yeah. Go to Saudi Arabia and get your money. So at this point in time, you have to look on. Everybody has different things because even if tell us we can say, look from where we're going up. Antigua. We might say that we probably might not live the best life as you would say, to get money and all those things. But we do love football. So we can say, yeah, Premier League at our peak, we stay there because we love it. But then at the same time, no, you can look at it. If I go Saudi Arabia, my children and whoever they to come after, They good to go. They good to go. Man.
Okay, Cello, before I get to the comments more, and I'll piggyback off of your point. Yes, Cello, would you stay and play for Empire for 50K? Just for, no, let me not even say K, because we don't pay K down here. We probably pay $3,000 a month, EC. Would you stay and play for Empire because you're guaranteed playing time? Or would you go to Arsenal for up your wages to, like, let me not make it absurd, to 20,000 a week, but you're not guaranteed any game time? What would you do?
Let me say this now. Making a step from Empire to Arsenal, that's a big step shot. Yeah.
But it's for the love of the game.
The lead bigger. Listen, you go to a bigger lead now. You're playing the Europe.
Okay, maybe that was a poor example then.
Yeah. You're going to play European football now, but you go Saudi Arabia, buds. You're not going to recognize in Europe like how you get recognized. Even go, okay.
Yes, but this is good. But then again, the quality is building. I mean, they're looking at the project. The quality is building.
I understand what you say. If my option between Arsenal and Ali Howe, yeah.
Yeah.
Even Ali now play me 400. Me never choose Ali.
You never switch.
No. I'm gonna choose them because what? Me know here. A possibility me go over there and then add me go over there in a season and a half. Everybody forget about me.
I'm gonna tell you, Cello. I don't believe you.
Me there Arsenal.
Let me get it.
Yeah. Me there Arsenal. Me play for Arsenal. Me play Champions League football. Me going to go in the Champions League. The first Antigua I'm going to go in the Champions League in the European football on the biggest stage. You know, big than name they gone at next level.
The first Antigua to play in the Saudi League. You were one of the Antiguans that pioneered the Saudi League to what it is in 10 years. Like Yasin is saying, the next 10 years, the Saudi League is taking over Europe. Even though I'm a huge fan of the Premier League, I agree with you, Shaq says Derval. Once they can secure a proper TV deal, that league might start to turn heads. Their mans have to eat and take care of their family. That was a poor example, Shaq. Yeah. In hindsight, it really was a poor example. But you see, I was trying to look at the love of the game, because Stella was citing the love of the game. What are you willing to give up for the love of the game? To eat. Let me say, yes, to eat. To make more money.
I'm going to say, Ruben Neves, me not say, okay, for the love of the game, I want me just say, Ruben Neves go Saudi because of money. He go because he go willingly, because of the love of the game. He go because of money. Because
and nothing is wrong with that, right?
Couple weeks ago, he on live TV. I say, you want to play in the Champions League, you want this, you want that. So how 3 weeks after, you go Saudi League. What did they tell you? You go for the money, you go with that willing heart to play football over there.
I mean, look at Robinho. They said the same thing about Robinho when he went to City first, right? He going there for the money because they didn't think that City was going to be the team that they are today. But I mean, when you think about Robinho, you think that he was one of them first players that came into City that started the City that we know now.
Yeah.
So Ruben Neves like, I remember Ruben Neves can tell his grandkids, I was one of the first quality ballers, young quality ballers, because look at Koulibaly, Son, all of them, that's Kante. That's all that's gone there. Benzema, Ronaldo, quality ballers. But they're 30 plus. Ruben Neves is going there in his prime.
The Benzema and the Ronaldo, I can understand that. Hey, what they watch back over an interview here, MLS, and the man that the interview Zatan, I tell Zatan, Carlos Villa say he better than you. Zatan tell the man like this, Carlos Villa in the prime, and you playing the MLS. Me in my prime, I play in the Europe, score goal in Europe. And here,
right, you see, everybody now be like Zlatan just boss and proud.
But boss, the fact that me in my prime can't they play them kind of
right. But then you see, MLS, you see, MLS is already established, and we know that is a step down league. we're looking at, for me, in my mind, I'm looking at the prospect of, because I don't think that MLS can compete with England. But in my mind, financially, I think that Saudis could have built something that is viable, something that sustains, something that can last for a while and compete to get the best of the best. That's what I'm thinking. So I'm thinking in 5 years' time, you look back and like, boy, Ruben Neves was a pioneer.
I understand what you say, right? But I'm arguing with you. But me, you just say, me in my prime can't go play in Saudi Arabia.
I hear you, bro. I hear
No,
you.
as I would say now, the two sides of the story is, have brilliant takes. And, it would be a tough decision. I'd even think it would be an easy decision for me. Even so, if I say I would take the 125K to stay in the Premier League, maybe I just thinking that because, I love the Premier League and that's why I grew up watching
And
all that.
because you've never
But
experienced it, more.
looking at it, right? Yes, okay. Let's say 125 playing for the club that you love. Plus, you're at your peak, so you're playing your regular starter. But then you hear 350K at least going to Saudi. I mean, no, that's never. You probably ask your family, and they probably the best answer. Do what you think is best for you.
Ruben Neves has been in England more for about what 3, 4 years now. Been in the Prem, or when will rules come up? About 3 years now.
Yeah, something like
about
that.
3, maybe 4. Let's just say 3. He already experienced England, so I feel like in his mind, he's thinking more clearly than anybody else. Like, I've done this, and I'm 24. I can legit. Look, Sarah, let me rock with you. Let me rock with what you're saying. I can then now waste 3 years of my career. Okay, let me not waste, maybe a bad word. I can then now go make tons of money for 3 years. And then at 27, I can still come back to the Premier League because I can then now offer another 5 years in the Prem.
Okay, now, let me ask you a question, Sha. You go Saudi for 3 years. When you come back, when at age 27.
Yeah.
Which Premier League team go on he at age 27? How fast do the leader get what? The man they not gonna buy you up.
Age 27 is a prime age, Master.
But not the Neves and them what? Better man come to know. Look at better man.
27 is a prime age because, and also you know what he can bring.
But
he has prime experience.
This is what me say, Sha. Me understand everything I say about me don't say. Better man by time you come back, better man don't come to boards. What man gonna do it?
But that can always be the case. But still, people still buy 27-year-olds, isn't it, sir? Boy, we can't hear you.
Say that again, boy.
Y'all hear me?
Yeah. Me not deny the fact people buy 27 years, but Ruben Neves words. Okay, if you tell me and 24-year-old Kante go a Saudi and come back when you're 27, I understand. Top quality Kante. But Ruben Neves average player, big man.
Ruben Neves is a quality player. I think you see a better Ruben Neves in a better team. I think Ruben Neves is top 6 quality, by the way.
Ruben Neves never does like a Wildcat and them. Average man them be.
No.
Average man them be.
No. I think Ruben Neves helps any top 6 team. I think Ruben Neves can play that Rodri role.
I think Ruben Neves is a very good player. And it's just like Oscar, right? We all thought that Oscar was going China to done his career. He kept his career on part. And let's not forget that we still remembered Oscar, Hulk, all those people. And Oscar had bids coming in, even up to recently, to bring him back to Europe and all those things. But he just rejected.
But the man wants to secure the bag.
I don't have a problem with it, honestly. If you want money, because you can
ask about Locker, and I'm sure you see Aubameyang over age 27. There could be quality when you're 27. All right. So that's that. I don't think Neves. When I say Neves, average. Okay, Neves is not a world-class player. He said you can always find another Ruben Neves, right? But I think that Ruben Neves in a better team, I think your perspective may change on the quality of the player because
Okay.
his passing range is top tier. His of course we all know about his long shots. We all know about his dead ball ability. Maybe just positionally, which a coach can improve.
Okay. So this to say like just like in a Man City team, yeah, Rodri, yeah, an average man in a Calvin Phillips. Them man they can get replaced easy. If you understand what I say, Buds.
I'm not arguing with you now. I'm not arguing. I'm not saying that you're wrong.
Just like in the Arsenal team. Yeah, a man like a Stacker that don't establish himself. Yeah, the man there can replace easy. Yeah, can don't know if okay. That man they bring so much to the team. Yeah, the man that will come in have a better. Have
I
a
hear
way
you, bro.
better.
I
You
hear you.
understand? I real some Buds.
Let
No,
all
but I'm
right.
saying like
Go ahead, more.
Go ahead,
just
boy.
before we move on, yeah, we talking about Ruben Neves, but you have Mendy. Even if you know I'm not a fan of him because I don't really think
As
he's
a
good.
goalkeeper.
Yeah, Mendy the goalkeeper. You can say that he's fairly young for a goalkeeper of goalkeeping age because you know how long they can go.
Yeah,
And we can
goalkeeper can keep on number
yeah,
40s.
we can say that he's still due. He can manage to probably do a good decent club somewhere in Europe.
But
But
he's won the Champions League.
But the thing is
that's what
Hasn't he
I'm
now,
won the
saying.
FA Cup as well?
Shop, he an average goalkeeper. He an average goalkeeper, as me tell you, just like so. Okay, like for instance, okay,
But look at
listen,
Koulibaly. Everybody wanted Koulibaly a year ago. And Koulibaly is on his way to Saudi Arabia.
bro. Like say this, listen. When
Son,
Arsenal bring in Ramsdale, he was an average player. He was an average player. He come to
Joe would
Arsenal, he step
disagree.
up the game. He step up the game to know one of the best in the world as a goalkeeper at that young age too. You understand? You replace Ram, just to say this for say. You replace Ramsdale, you put him at 10. That then drop off. If you understand what I say. You certain man, the man they easy to replace.
I hear you, sir, but I'm saying the Saudi League is not just buying average players. Because Son is not
Yeah,
average, is he?
go. Me not have
Mahrez is
problem.
not
Me
average.
not have problem with the Saudi league to buy players, no, but me say, if you go to man and lead, go play because you love the game and you want to go to man and league, go play. Go because money pass.
But Celo, they work him, Celo. You can't tell me if you can't tell me your top, you can continue work at APUA. And flow one double for your salary. What? Your share is APUA?
No, but the man,
Exactly. So
okay,
I only was saying here that Mendy has offers from European teams, but he want to go Saudi. Ramsdale, best in the world. Calm down there, buddy. Say calm down there.
no, I never
We're
say
not
you're the best in
debating
the
that.
world. I
We're
never
not.
say you're the best in the world.
I hear you. Yeah, we're not debating it. It's all right. Let's jump to transfers. More, I hear about Vardiol. You still haven't really coming in with anything concrete, but I think there's a lot more outgoings for you. I'm hearing about. Bernardo Silva could be on the move. Mahrez could be on the move. You didn't retain Gundogan. Kyle Walker, though, I saw that he may be signing eventually. Cancelo may still be on the move. So there are a lot of outgoings more.
The only tricky thing about that, as I heard, that City was trying to negotiate a contract with Gundogan still. They said they put like a two year deal on the table for him, so they was waiting to see what he would also say about that. Because I would really like for him to, to come back for at least 2 years. His veteran leadership could do a lot. And his 2 months of showing up, yeah, if you know, you know. Um,
Fine, fine.
yeah, Kyle Walker, that would be a tough one because he's just that right back that digs you out a hole when you just think that that man go score, he just score. He's a very good player, Then you know you have the traditional. Marvis had a conversation the other day from the media saying that
Yes,
he's
I
not
didn't be getting
he's not really going
cover.
to talk much about it. Yeah, there's a lot of outgoings, but there's not really anything concrete. Just a bag of talkings here and there. So you just waiting to see what happens. I'm just hoping if we're giving out players that if you're going, you just go, so we can just start everything on the way. Then the incomings, the Kovacic deal and the Guardiola deal. I think the Guardiola deal will be very good for us, but we're still waiting to see on our outgoing to see if we can regenerate money from him too. Um, because he's a good cover, centre back, left back, whatever. And then the Kovacic deal. I'm a very big fan of Kovacic, but then I heard news saying that they were saying Declan Man City could jump into the Declan Rice deal. So they were saying it depends on that. If City actually does pursue Declan Rice, then they would stop basically trying to go in the race for Kovacic. Basically, it would be one or the other. But
I hear you,
yeah,
Moy. O'Neil says he think that Vadio would be perfect for y'all. Derver says City got 5 top CB Stones. There's Laporte, Ake. But then down here, O'Neil says he feel like Laporte should get sell. Where you stand on Laporte?
I'm a very big Laporte fan. I like him a lot. But yeah, I
Pause.
think he just whatever. I'm not change. Um, I I think he's probably reached a time where he probably wants to leave and get back to regular game time. And I think some of them players probably have we came to City, we achieved what we needed to achieve, and now we can probably dip. I think some of them are having that mentality at the moment. So at some point in time, maybe this year or next year, we could be looking at starting to build again.
My last one for you, Dema, because this one is a tricky one. Bernardo Silva, his output isn't. If you look at his numbers is not jumping off the books in your face. But when you watch him, you can see what he brings to your team, brings to any team. As a matter of fact, he has offers from PSG. He also has offers from Saudi Arabia. Are you resigning to losing him this summer?
The only how I'm giving up Bernardo is if there's a deal with him involved with Mbappe coming to Man City.
Come on.
But of that
I
sort,
did see. I
that
did
still
see.
block them
I
out.
did see 100 million plus Bernardo
Laporte.
and
And the
Laporte.
yo, it's the thing, right? I really don't think that we're going to be getting Mbappe, but it's just the hype. I'm going along with the hype. If City is getting links, I'm going along with the hype to go with the flow. If he come through, I will be glad. If he happens, I'm not feel sad about anything. But Bernardo is a must.
Big man, y'all cannot get Mbappe.
We're not getting him.
City is
I
a
know it's not.
well-run club, best running club in the world. City needs all their CV in, and it shows you don't win trouble without depth. Didn't they already sign cover? How are they signing man so fast? Whatever happened to their 115 breaches or whatever?
So
That's gonna come.
before
Hey, they're gonna
before
sneak upon them like a thief in the night.
before that move on, the chairman had his interview today. I don't know if y'all got to see it, but yeah,
I
yeah,
did.
what whatever.
Yeah, they talk
You know,
about Gundogan.
he was talking about everything, the treble, Gundogan, going down as a fulcrum for Man City. They asked him about the breaches. He said he couldn't say much about it, due to legal rights. But going for the fact he seemed happy, he didn't seem in any
Let,
kind of down move. Could be
before
it could it could
before
it could be fall group or whatever, but we go with the flow. Got you.
fair enough. Before we transition to Arsenal, because Stella's on here, I want to. O'Neill says this. Too often, fans from Chelsea, Arsenal, United, etc., worry about kids coming through the academy, and that's a recipe for failure. Discuss, because yes, that is the model. And if you're being completely honest, Foden is extreme, extremely talented individual. So other than Foden, and who did City bring through the academy? I mean, Ting played a little bit part here and there, but no one has nailed down a spot. So is that the way? Do we have to now buy by the quote unquote by the success, by the ready-made players, or to wait for the academies to come through. It's like O'Neil said, is a recipe for failure.
But sure, let me say this here. You can't know talented a man be if you not give opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I just like look. As in the Arsenal youth system, right? Them man have
So
so much
can't make it, right?
them man have so much talent, buds.
Right.
But they now give them the opportunity. If a man, like for instance, you look here, Arsenal give a 15-year-old debut and see again. You understand? You have to give man opportunity. You see, now, if you one thing, you see, man, you one thing me I respect them man for, right? Them man give the youths an opportunity. Game after game, game after game. Look how so good you be. Look man way near. Look man Garnacho.
Garnacho, yeah.
Back in the past, them man are match here. All the man they come to the man in ranks. That go
Okay,
elsewhere.
I hear you, fellow. But look, but then City's what with and we can't be afraid to say City's what every club in the world wants to be right now. Yes or no?
True. And that's
right.
True.
So then if we look at City's model, City now knock up with all them academy players. City prefer to send them out on loan, or put a buyback clause in the contract when they sell them off. But right now, I'm going to buy who I know will work.
And look here, how much man that come out of the City Academy that go elsewhere and turn stars?
Right, because they have quality. So I'm not saying your point makes sense. I think that's what O'Neil is saying. You don't necessarily have to be the team to give them that opportunity.
Yeah, but when they're City, then they get the opportunity and then go elsewhere and show what they're made of.
Right, fellow. But to win things is O'Neil's point. To win things, do we need to adopt the City's model? Do we need to adopt City's model?
As I'm saying, right, gone are the days, we're doing a transition period. Looking at the period where United and Arsenal and so was dominated. Young players were coming up, the likes of Theo Walcott, Jack Wilshere. United have all those academy players that are coming up integrated into the team. We don't have those days anymore because we're looking at it now. City is dominated. We know United don't like that for sure. So then they're going to need to get on. They don't have time to give academy players time. Arsenal still wants to do what they have to do. You have these big teams that want to keep par and not fall off. And you have these managers, the owners that want results right now.
Right, that too.
We're looking at, when we call names, looking at what? Foden from City, Rashford from United, Saka from Arsenal, Reece James from Chelsea. Liverpool have who? Trent. Liverpool has Trent.
Trent.
We can say that. And those are top ballers. As you can see. There's not many of those I would have to say the only how them man's getting thing. Because look at this for instance. We all have been probably looking at Cole Palmer this season and thinking that he has a bright future. Then boom, out of the blue. He won't be there next season. He's going on loan to some other team. And then we're bringing in James McAtee to integrate in the first team now. So that's the thing. Once they probably think you're doing good, it's always switching up.
O'Neil makes a point here, Moy. I don't know if you agree. And Moy, to your point, when you quoted some of the names just now, he said all of them, Wilshere, Walcott, and Ramsey, they all failed Wenger. He believed in youth, and they failed him. Jalil is here. Big up yourself, Jalil. Barca Academy was used to generate money. Glazers saw it as an opportunity to save money. Walcott held Arsenal hostage for a contract and did shit after. So what is the conclusion? So Moya, you saying that is the model that we should follow now? Yes or no?
As in to do away.
I think you're thinking more that it's a bad thing to buy the player that you want.
No.
It's
don't
not.
get me wrong. No, don't get me wrong. It's not a bad thing, but I'm thinking that we're going to see less of it, and it's not our fault or the youth's fault. It generates from the top because the owners want success right now.
They want win now.
Yeah, the manager is probably because look at Pep. Pep wants to integrate some youths as it looks like, but you can't do it because we as fans demand that we see perfect, and we know
exactly.
we demand
Right.
to see progress, and then you put in a youth player, and then he goes one game, makes a mistake or miss some goal, and then that's it. We crucify them from there, and then that's what they turn. We always see these news. They get released from academies, and that do you well. They manage to make it big time, and it gets even worse. That's one thing. You have to
And for
be
fact. And for
young.
fact.
You have to go down, hit the ground running one time to maintain. If you don't, you're in trouble.
Stella, where you? Are you saying that we have to adopt the city model, or you're totally against it?
Yeah, I'm not against it, right? But in between, you can do that. You can buy players, but still have to give the youths and them to try. They do it.
All right. No, you see, I don't think. You see, I think you're trying to say that there's a middle ground. I think you're trying to say, okay, let me put in this. For example, we have some good players in our academy, and look at all of them sharp. The only one I flat out keep is Reece James and Colwell. Use them generational. I don't know. Have to use them have a generational for make it right. So this is exactly what I'm saying. I don't think there can be a middle ground sell. I think if you're not Foden, Saka, Rashford, Trent, Reece James, those are the names that we mentioned, then you should be shipped out.
What's up?
That's what.
Yeah.
Are you disagreeing with that? That's what we want to know.
I disagree with you. I disagree with you. You know why? Because I can't be for them, Saka, Trent Alexander-Arnold, and Rashford. If you give me one game, as more say, I'm gonna make
right, but still at the point, what O'Neil is saying, Arsenal don't have to give them that chance. That's what he's saying. You either gonna bring through youths, or you gonna win trophy.
But
he's saying that you can't do both.
But listen, God, if even as O'Neil say, Arsenal have to give them that chance. Even have to give them a chance, it makes sense you youth academy there.
No, Cello, no.
Oh. Okay.
No.
Let me see if the question I have would straightforward it. Cello, Arsenal, let's use the last season. Arsenal is on a title charge against City. Would you trust your youth academy players to come into the squad?
Say that again.
Would you trust any academy player? Would you put one of them in the team? That's what you ask him.
Yeah. If I see that up to the par, of course, yes.
For a title charge.
I just hear. Okay, I never know Saka would have come this good. And me give you a chance then.
Okay, you're right.
The transitional period. Yeah, go ahead.
And me give you a chance.
I love that point more because that makes the difference.
I added the Molly into a better player.
Okay, what Moy just said, in a transitional period, I don't think if over the past 5 years, I don't think if Arsenal was on City's level over the past 5 years, Saka would have come through the academy.
Okay, yo, Cello is just like this.
Let's say Saka is brilliant though, so he comes to the academy. I don't think you get much more out of the academy. I think that's what O'Neil and them say. Go ahead, Moy.
Trust me. Plenty of talent there.
But we're not disagreeing with the talent, Cello.
Plenty of talent there here. But because the owners and them want quick success, then go buy players to get quick success.
Right. So Cello, you're telling me you disagree with me, but the truth is you really and truly understand what it takes to win a trophy.
I understand what you're saying, yeah. I mean, understand, yes. But me say no. Like what Arsenal do. Arsenal start a project. Yeah. I now say you can't invest in the project. You invest in the project, yes. I now say you can't buy 1 or 2 man add to the project. You buy 1 or 2 man add to the project. But if you say that to show you here, they're ready to make that next step there. You give them an opportunity. They have FA Cup, they have the League Cup, they give them chances. Yeah. You mix some experience with the youths.
All right, my last question for you before I get to the comments. Let's say you have a youth team. Out of your starting 11, how many do you think will be Premier League level?
Probably 3 or 4.
3 or 4. All
And before you move on there, Sha,
right.
let's just look at the local example. Ronaldo Flowers. We all think that Ronaldo Flowers is a very good footballer coming out from Antigua. You know, we know of his talents. And, he was implemented into the senior national team, as you would say, very early. Yeah, as you can see. And he really get game until like that. So even that's just what it is now. We know of your talent. But when it comes up there, I can really get game. So
It's
that's
another level. And I think this is what O'Neal is saying. And I keep going back to it. Because O'Neal is not saying them not good. Throw them will release them. O'Neal is just saying, hey, look, you may not be able to play for Arsenal in this stage because we need success right now. He
yeah,
says Chelsea was dominating youth competitions and we gave them a chance and they are trash, bro. I think this is for Selloway, well, you saw it, because it's a results based business. United was the last team to have the youth model win something. Arsenal failed horribly by replacing Vieira with Fabregas, and we yet to win anything. My thing, my thing is, I feel like this is O'Neal. My thing is, I feel like since we started buying into this this as a Chelsea fan, we haven't been competitive. Cello, not because you're good for Southampton, that mean you're good for City. Everybody have a ceiling. Shaq, you gotta bring through generational talents like Foden, Trent, and Saka. Those people, those what O'Neal is saying, we will bring through. Gotta pick the gems in the rough and mix them with experienced players to flourish. That's what Derville says. O'Neal continues. But sometimes fan thinks all players are on the same level as Saka, Foden, and the Trents. Soon as they see two clips, and it don't work like that. Trent came through a transitional period. Back to that term that more used. Look at Bayern and Real Madrid, for example. How often we hear fans talking about youths? They usually buy exciting players from other leagues. Look example. Klopp try believe in Harvey Elliott and Carvalho, and I hear that Carvalho may be on the move too. They struggled. Them gone by McAllister because what? Them not ready yet. As big clubs and big managers, we don't have time to waste with academy players. Pressure is gonna be on them to win immediately. You know how long for them take to get integrated in that City team? Says O'Neal. He
fun.
continues, me I hate the youths. Don't get me wrong, but as Chelsea fan and as a man that I love win. I don't want to waste my time with youth king. Loan them out, sell them, put buyback clause in their contracts. And I think that sums it up.
Yo,
We're not
and
hating.
I think
Go ahead, more. Go ahead.
I was saying the youth academy is still there, right? But we have a different approach to it. Not them straight coming up to the same clubs and getting game time. The other approach is yes, we see the potential in our youth academy players, but we loan them out to the likes of Southampton, try to get them in a top tier league, to see if they could manage in the likes of a lesser club like Southampton Leeds. If they can manage to play good, then we try to dig out something. Even if look at Brahim Diaz. Brahim Diaz went to Real Madrid. Real Madrid ended up and sold him. And now they're taking him back because they
Then
realize
so,
he
no, they
developed
loan him
now.
to AC Milan for 2 years. They loan him for
Yeah,
80
that's what
million
I'm
for
saying.
two
And he
years.
realized he had a contract in there too. And look, now he's back because they realize he's well developed now and he can seem like he can manage his own. That's why I'm saying, Tello, yes, I understand that you want to give you to try, but how it is now, it's gone to the days that results after results after results. If you don't give results, you're on the chopping block. Because look how late Barcelona gave the youth player down until looking to season done, even if they probably would already wrap up the league. And that's what it is now. You just have to, as soon as you come in, 5 game stint, you have to be playing perfect for all those 5 games to maintain your team, to maintain a spot.
All right. George joined us. Joe, you were watching the show before you came on?
So boy, just reach out.
All right, so we O'Neal throw all this span in the web. We're basically talking about transfers. But O'Neal, the question is, should the model of bringing through youth players, okay, no, put it this way, is City's model buying the ready-made talent and only if you're generational, you should make the first team. Is that the model we have to now adopt as club? Because everybody wants to be the Manchester City right now. Is that the model? Is that the way to win? Basically,
Probably the quickest way to win.
quickest way to win.
And I guess it's a case where, well, it's touchy, because then you would say, okay, if it's one thing if that's coming from, let's say, the big six, but then you would expect the other smaller clubs to still bring through, young players, because they can't afford to, just go out and buy the ready-made players and so on. But then what happened when the smaller clubs and them now decide that they want to be just as ambitious too and start pushing to buy the ready-made players that they can afford? It makes it harder for the younger players coming up, in a sense. So it's like a double-edged. It's like a double-edged sword in a sense.
What O'Neill and Julie were saying, and generally us, except for Cello, we were saying, if you want to win, really and truly, we can. I'm trying to think back. O'Neill said that once Chelsea started this youth thing, they stopped being competitive at that point. And when you look at City buy what they want. And if you're not on a level of a Foden, a Trent, or a Saka, or a Reece James, you don't make that City team.
Yeah, that's true.
So if you want to win, I think that's what you said, quickest way is a really good way to put it.
Yeah, because even that kid that got in the other day, he made lucky. The Lewis youth.
Right back.
Yeah, even he that get the liquor doing the other day, as Munchie would have said, get the liquor doing. Yeah, Jack. Even he made lucky that Pep decided to give him blight, and I think it was down to the fact that not just that though. I feel like it was because of injury as well as Pep just deciding that he could prove one point. So Rico Lewis will come and training and train harder than I used to. Hey, what me can play? If I lose, I lose.
Yeah. And the thing
is, Joe, and at the same time too. Yeah, but me so understand. Me say at the same time too. Teams like City, the way teams like City are built, you can afford for throw one Rico Lewis in there. You see, like how you can afford, like, let's say Lukanga. City can afford for throw one Lukanga
in the bank too.
Yeah, but City can afford for throw one Lukanga in there, not just because of the credit, but because of how good the rest of the team around him is.
Right.
So it's not like for Arsenal where you put in a Lukanga and you actually need one 7 out of 10 or 9 out of 10 performance out of he can go in there, and because of the amount of quality around him, like, he didn't even need to do much. So then at the same time too, his overall performance didn't even look that bad, because he might only touch the ball maybe 10 times in the whole game, but you didn't even notice that because the team play good on a whole. So you get kind of shadowed. But I think you have to be careful, boss, because then if you have clubs and the clubs themselves have youth academies and so on, for everybody to just go to this buying ready-made players, then what the purpose of having an academy?
Same thing me say. See, just the same
thing. But
except bring to the talent and sell them.
Right, and that's what you're saying. That Oni was saying, and I agree with him. They don't have to come through at Arsenal. Right?
That's true.
If I recognize that draw you on talent, I put a buyback clause in your contract and you go Southampton. Let me see if you really got what it takes. If you got what it takes, then I just activate my buyback clause. So I think that's what his point really. He's not saying to do away with the youth academy, but if I can see that you are something, you don't have to necessarily be that thing at Arsenal at this point in time, because you're still not the ready-made quality that we need. Put it that way. You're not the 8 out of 10. Right now, you're 6 out of 10, and for a 6 and to be a 6 out of 10 at 19, it's pretty good. But go to Southampton and go get that 8 in a year, and I bring you back.
No, but here when I see what you say just now at 19 a 6 out of 10 is pretty good, right? But guess
Yeah,
what? Because you play for a big club, you not gonna fly. So the fans and them, if you
Uh,
get thrown into the starting 11, the fans and them gonna have the same expectation out to you like they
right.
have out to everybody else. Because
Yeah, that's what I
the
would say.
coach threw you in the team with the big boys. You
Yeah,
understand? So no sympathy there for you. You
that's
understand?
what
But
we
and
do.
at the same time too, I feel like in the Premier League, especially, I believe English Premier League fans are too caught up in the whole success story, player coming to the
Again,
academy
yeah,
and
yeah,
then
yeah.
becoming the star because that is what we are accustomed to. The older days of the Premier League, that's what we're accustomed to. But so I believe it's just the whole thing of being able to let go of that. Because I think if Big Stan say, boy, may go they go buy Mbappe, you check, go they go buy Osimhen. I think if Big Stan go there and say you buy a bunch of ready-made players at Mega Bex, tal. Go for them. Spend the cash. I want to joke you tal. Get the
Only,
money
only,
up.
only he says that's the thing with the Prem. You see in La Liga and Serie A, the big clubs in those leagues get crazy deals on the talents in their league. Whereas Prem so competitive. Brighton want 80 million for a man. We go in there right now. Your
Yeah,
academy
facts.
can generate revenue, says O'Neill. Sell them to Southampton, sell them to Palace. Let's see the vibe. Exactly, Joe. And them kids don't need that pressure. Them love one next Gerrard, them love one next Lampard, and that alone kill a lot of talent in the EPL. The hunt
And
for
that's what kill
gold.
Sambi for how Sambi a perfect example, There have been games where Sambi come in and for his age and for how long he has been in the Premier League, he not have a bad game no. But guess what? We're accustomed to Thomas Partey injured, so you need to come in and replicate what Thomas Partey give. And he
Because
just put one
and like
unfair amount of pressure upon them.
and right, because that's what the team need. It's not like if it's a luxury. We need you to be that
Yeah, true.
because we need to
Yeah.
win games.
But here is the shot. You remember when we go up, right? You remember this is one thing about football that kind of turned me off now. We're in a day and age where we expect all players to peak early. You remember when
Right.
we go up, you have some man that peak when they're maybe 27, in their late 20s. That's when their man peak and start show you
Prime
that this
Drogba.
man a
Prime
baller.
Drogba was a late bloomer.
Yeah, but right now the man have time for that no.
Yeah, he
Because
ain't
here we
got
know
no time.
if you're not bloom now, you're not good no.
Yeah,
You're outside no.
yeah.
And then
Facts.
not just that, because you do them that, you might have stunted whatever growth they would have needed to, basically peak at the right time. Because now you maybe release them because they're not peak early enough for you. No, he gone home with depression and whatnot and stress out himself. And then now he had the same love for football now because people take on things different. And
Joe,
now what could have been a talent in maybe the next 3 to 4 or 5 years going through the right system, not even bother play football no more.
Joe, Arsenal do make Gnabry.
Yeah.
Arsenal do make Gnabry. Yeah, and look how Gnabry turn to.
Pick Gibbs over Gnabry.
Arsenal do to Gnabry. And look how Gnabry turn to.
Yeah, that
All
is
right, let
facts.
me transition. I'm
like
glad you brought up a German DSLO. So let me transition to another German that may be on their way to Arsenal. Kai
Sorry the shot,
Havertz.
sorry the shot. I think my man cut off more they try to say something. So sorry about that.
Okay, go ahead.
even I cut it. I would say just on the last
Yeah,
point
where
we're
say they
not
go
touching.
where the drop word give me? Right now, I watch
What?
myself with the Carti brothers now. Check.
Bro,
I watch
no
myself
say
now.
no, no, because that
That's
man
cool.
got your file in the butts.
Hey, just cool. Go ahead, Moy. Go ahead, Moy.
Okay, okay,
As I was saying, we're talking about,
okay.
young players into the deep end, Just like I remember a game where Rico Lewis played and City didn't play good that game, but Rico Lewis didn't do anything wrong. But when you look at social media, they was blaming him because he was a young player. He was a scapegoat. So I
Yeah.
saying all things have things to play in it. You might play good, but then the team didn't play good. But because you're young, you shouldn't be in
That
the
man
team.
scapegoat. Yeah.
You're the down
I
part.
remember you were on Twitter defending him. Remember that? Remember that situation there? Yeah.
Right. So look, we got a couple minutes. We got to wrap up. But this Kai Havertz thing, like legit. Stello's usually controversial. So before I say anything, let me hear Stello's thoughts. What are your thoughts on Havertz? To ask him.
Awkward.
Boy,
Hey, you remember that's what you think about now, what you feel?
Shaq. Me nah lie, right, Shaq. Let me see that right. Me want a fake news, me watch that. If I sleep, me sleep that. Let me see the man. Okay, Havertz done a bad player, no? But me just want to know where you fit in the team, boy. Me don't know, boy.
And if he's for depth, we don't pay 60 million for depth.
Listen, Arteta see something in that he want it. You understand? I will something. But I can't comment on that, boy. I don't know if I say boy that.
No, here I want to tell you. I want to know how you feel about him. I don't care about what Arteta think. Tell her how you feel about him.
You don't want it.
Okay.
Okay.
No. Okay. Honestly,
If you don't want it, you don't want it.
And a bad addition to the club. And a bad addition to. But and I'm signing that me personally.
Yeah.
Arsenal would somebody asked me think Arsenal would go after.
If you tell me write down 5 names, I would never have included Kai Havertz in that 5.
Yeah,
if you tell me write down 10, I'd probably still never include Kai Havertz in that 10.
Me neither. That's
However, I trust the boss. The boss talent IQ is something special.
But your pursuit Kai Havertz and the man that I really want your play long. You give other team opportunity for sliding and take it for all their nose.
No man, that deal is
yeah, right.
Just go get that deal done. That the first deal supposed to complete.
That deal is
me shock. Me no but me worried about that deal, you know, because
that deal is
City about 2 or 3 times Fabrizio tweet.
City will offer 80 million plus Kevin Phillips.
That deal is
Fabrizio tweet couple times that City a check in for find out what going.
Yeah.
City check in.
Look,
but
I feel like
them
Arsenal
wait for Gundogan for make a decision.
I feel like Arsenal
in the 10 days. In the 10 days, if Gundogan sign, City gonna sign Declan Rice.
I feel like Arsenal have the money, but they didn't just want to just come in and like, yo, you want 100? Okay, take 100. I think the first bill was like, I think the 80 that they put on, they wanted to pay it over 6 years.
It was
That's
6 years.
Crazy. Crazy for Arsenal, bro. That's disrespectful.
Bearing in mind that West Ham under FFP watch, so they need a substantial amount of money paid up front to balance out.
I think they will wrap it up because I think their minds are set on right.
But listen, Sharp, let me tell you this. Pre-season start next month. The 16th of next month.
Yeah.
You do like we do last year. You get Zinchenko, God just went over the line quick, fast, and hold. And that's the
so, I mean, Zinchenko took away. Zinchenko took a while.
Remember, Zinchenko come. They asked Gabriel Jesus a little bit, slightly before preseason, and asked Zinchenko during preseason.
I remember he made America with City.
Yeah, and he left for
and he left City camp and come over by Harry.
Yeah, but the thing is, Sharp. The Declan Rice deal was
Hello.
Find the window open.
Trust me,
that. Find the window open. Listen.
Hello. Wait, hold on there. As a matter of fact, Zinchenko may even play for Harry at all during preseason.
He played. I know he played the game versus Sevilla.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Oh, yeah. Okay.
I can remember he switched one to Saka. And the commentators were going crazy.
Yeah.
Everton. And remember he played in the States.
Everton. No, play against Everton.
Remember he played in the States, but I know he played against the last game. The Emirates Cup.
He played in the Emirates Cup. He never played in the preseason.
The preseason. Okay. That's what they try to remember.
Yo, Cello, trust me Trust me, dog. That they get
Let me
wrap
say
up there.
something, Shop. Shop. Let me tell you, right? To the way the market I run right now here, you can't lapse.
I hear you, bro,
I'm
but
gonna
you're
tell you
wrong.
something now. Let me tell
Oh
you
yeah, that
something.
Timber one caught me by
Let me tell
surprise
you
too.
something. You know that's what happened with the my boy deal, with Mudvik deal. They lapse out, and we hope for the man and drop them.
For good reason. For good reason, though,
Okay,
sir.
but now I say I for a good reason, but me say they lapse out, pay for the man and drop them price. West Ham now drop them price, bro.
Is there any
No, but the
day,
thing with Mudrik
my
no sell out.
pressure?
Remember, to be fair, no, when I going for Mudrik, no, I only one man going, no.
Oh, we won.
And the man they twerk for the club. So them man,
But
I believe the problem is them man going and them man overconfident. You check? And then Chelsea just come in and decide,
Mudvik
yeah.
for 6 months. 6 months are we after Mudvik? 6 months.
Until
Until they get it.
I lose in about 12 hours.
You check?
I lose in a 5
Fair
minutes,
enough.
12 hours, 5 minutes.
Me go sleep the night and Fabrizio a tweet that here we go soon,
Chelsea
Mikhail
agree.
Mudryk to Arsenal. Final details. What final details being wrapped what? No. Agreement
Yes,
in place on players' side. Final details being wrapped up with between clubs because Arsenal like a bit half hour. Them mad. Just pick it up the next day and see that Chelsea fly one team.
Yeah, for me, I remember that tweet. I remember that tweet. But Stella, I think the Declan will come. I mean, Chelsea probably gonna pay that one something for Caicedo. So he's out. So what about you have Lavian, so that may come in.
Do the right thing? Is it Arsenal do the right thing? Is it Arsenal do the right
I
thing?
someone tweeted the other day that that's not dead, you know. And he asked that
Arsenal do the
Caicedo
right
to Arsenal not dead.
So Caicedo, I saw a tweet this morning saying that Arsenal is still monitoring the situation, but he's just not a priority.
The last two that I have on my mind is I saw today 2 centre backs. I think somebody just mentioned the Timber one and Mark Gay from Crystal Palace.
Yeah,
Both being quoted at 50 million.
Me don't mind Timber forward, no. And I'm a bad player.
I've watched him a bit. Timber
and my boy old partner maybe.
Who that? Butcher.
Yeah, Butcher partner. Butcher centre back partner.
And the thing is, no.
He get forward, man.
We buy midfield now, because the man now normally we mention a striker.
So what do you think Havertz to come to do?
Go do what?
Charles, me not lie no. If I strike, the man bring Havertz go strike no. And about with that no. Me like Havertz as a player no. You know that shot. Come as a defense. Yeah, but if the man bring Havertz for strike, ain't nobody with that.
If the man bring Havertz for strike, bring back Abba.
No, but you nobody with that either.
Yeah.
When it comes to that,
but listen, the man, Joe. If the man bring Havertz for strike, best then left NKT up there.
But me just go for this fellow. Me see them man give Rashford 350 or 375 or something. Me prefer give Eddie 375 than bring Havertz for strike for Arsenal.
Yo, talking about 375, the last one we gonna do. Are you out here? Rashford gonna probably get 375?
Yeah, that me just silly go well, yeah.
Oh, that's what you said. Oh, because
yeah,
maybe the comment.
Yeah.
I just heard 375.
Rashi makes some big Rashi deserve his money, dog.
That's it.
What I mean?
Shot better than Havertz.
Shot without Rashford, no. United probably didn't even make Conference League, no.
Yeah,
Rashford scored some vital goal for them, no. Yeah. And not just that, you have to pay the extra pay for the card of my English or the people want it. And you have to pay for the MBE, dog.
You have to pay for the MBE.
Yeah,
when do think the funding for come for feed the kids, fam?
That may show you. At least they know the money you go to a good cause.
The man say now say a word on Rashford. Okay, next show, because I can remember this talk in the group. Next show, we're going to talk about Rashford. Thursday, I'll have one show Thursday. And I said once a week, but some of them for Thursday, some of them for talk about Thursday. I'll talk about, by the way, the last thing I'm going to say. Fellas, I found a series of questions from this year's Premier League, and the first Monday in July, we're gonna have a trivia show.
All right, so let's.
We're gonna have a trivia show. So get studying. Maury, Joe, and Cello are our trivia show right pan live. I don't know how you work on the logistics.
Yo, can't have a trivia show without bulletproof, no. It's a bulletproof.
Okay, I can bring it. Yeah, we're gonna work it out with it. Oh no, we're gonna pre-record it because if we do it live, the man go put the answer in the comments and you don't know some man get cheat.
That's cool.
Don't know some man get cheat.
I can do a live, man. Just give you my timer. Just time there.
That's fast because the show, when they see it, we don't got. I think the show is maybe like a 10-second lag.
Couple seconds ahead. Yeah.
10-second lag. All right, bet. All right, so fellas, get studying. What am I gonna say? Yeah.
Yeah, but that's cool. But I talk ahead. Me send you a little summer, right? Just send the question at them. If more can pass money, we can pass money too. Check.
I'm not. I'm gonna say I am not super.
Yeah, wait. Where become with a prediction everybody? I wish I'm finish, boy.
What I mean, Joe, what the summer do?
Joe like you like that.
No. Shut, man. I mean, put up on the big screen. Oh lad, don't send a message. Oh lad. Oh, my step up, man. That's cool. Put up on the big screen. My Champions League. That's cool.
Yeah, you're cool, man. You're good, bro.
Qualify. Oh, wait, I would have it. I bird box that down there. What is your guitar?
You see bird box and bulletproof down there. What bulletproof? They even make they even crack the 100 point.
Find out them have bulletproof in the red. Air wicked.
All right, fellas. Okay. Devil say pick up on deployment. Okay. Later first. All right. Be safe, man. Devil. We'll make study about the man do on the field. Oh, he talk about Rashford. Just
Jali, never see nothing wrong with the man get the money, no. You're very defensive to the Rashford lawyer, AB.
One say it's a goal today, but he want to give Marcus 390K. That in the call. Jaleel, I'm gonna tell you every goal, every touch go under my microscope. All right. So fellas, Thursday night, we back here. We have some. Thursday gonna be, we gonna dub that slander night.
Celeste.
Slander night. Because when we don't know O'Neal has something to say. We don't know. I'm gonna bring Jonah. Jonah half in the comments.
Yeah, Jonah.
You don't know how the man think about Rashford. So bring your Eddie and Ketty slander too.
Yeah, wait there. Rashford ever score one hat-trick for England? That's a random question. Cross my mind. He may score one crazy fast hat-trick in the Champions League. But I think he had the fastest time by a substitute for come on the field and score one hat-trick or something like that.
Yeah, look here, bro. Watch out.
Yo, me never. Oh, lad. Hey, that's cool, dog. That's cool.
We're going to talk soon. All right, fellas. We're coming back on Thursday. Thanks to everybody who joined us tonight. But come back on Thursday. Thursday will be the slander. And don't say Joe. Say Saka better than Mbappe. And Joe, as I'm tell you in the group, bro. If that you say, make me know.
Because I'm good. All right.
I'm with you. So, fellas, until Thursday, stay safe. We out.
Thank you for watching Island Fans. Don't forget to like and subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the notification bell so you'll know when there are new videos and updates. You can also follow us on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, and like us on Facebook. Island Fans, for the passion of the game.